Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So, I know I look a little different, my hair is not straightened and my makeup is not done, but that's the point of this video. Today I wanted to do kind of a get ready with me or like watch me do my makeup. I don't know exactly what the video is, but it's something along those lines. I wanted to do my makeup because I need to get ready for the day, and I thought it'd be fun to make you guys tag along. So yeah, I know that my hair looks a little crazy. I haven't done anything to it. I haven't added any products to it, and I haven't straightened it, obviously. Usually I straighten my hair, but this is what my natural curly, wavy thing looks like. But I have my mirror, I have all of my makeup set up, or at least for the look that I'm gonna do today. So yeah, let's just jump right in. Sorry if you hear my chair creaking, by the way, because it's kind of an old chair and yeah. But so the first thing that I usually start with, there's the chair. The first thing I usually start with is my concealer, and I use the Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not. Maybe, possibly, I don't know. But yeah, it's the Instant Age Rewind. Erase dark circles, I guess. I like it. Apparently it's really close to the, or according to Jeffree Star, it's really close to the Tarte Shape Tape, and I can't afford the Tarte Shape Tape, so that's why I use this. But I don't put it underneath my eyes. I almost did, because yeah. But first I start with putting it as like a base for my eyeshadow and stuff, because I'm one of those people who likes to start with the I like to do my eyes before anything else, because if I get anything on my face, I can just dust it off and it doesn't mess up my foundation or anything. And if I'm doing eyeliner, it makes it a lot easier and it doesn't like take off my foundation or anything if I mess up, because I am definitely not great at eyeliner. But yeah, I'll start with that, and then I will either go into brows or my eyeshadow. But what I think I'm gonna do is do my brows off camera. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna do my brows and like kind of just let the concealer sink into my skin. Okay, well, I'm back, done with my brows. By the way, I wanted to let you guys know that the brow product that I was using was, hold on, the NYX Professional Makeup Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Espresso. Because it, you know, matches my hair kind of. Wow, that was gross. But yeah, the shade Espresso. NYX brow pencil. I live by this thing. I have tried other brands brow pencils, but the only one that I really like is this one because it's just super easy to use, and although I've never tried a brow pomade, I feel like I would be really bad at it, and plus I don't like super defined brows anyway. I prefer a more soft look for my brows because I already have a lot of hair there, so I don't really need like to put on brows. But yeah, so this is what I use for that. And next I'm going to go in with my eyeshadow, and for my look today I'm going to be using the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette. I love this thing. It's the only palette I have by him so far, but it's amazing and I'm going to get more as soon as I can afford it. But his products are just so good. I love them so much. And the brush that I'm going to be using, the reason that I only use one brush is because I don't know exactly how to use more. I make the looks that I make all the time using just maybe 1 to 2 brushes. But I use this brush because I can do under my eye and like my regular eyelid with it. And it's the BH Cosmetics V13 brush. It has this end, which I use this end for under my eyes so that I can get that like shadow under my eye look. And then this is a very soft blending brush, and it just works really well. I like the Jeffree Star one a lot, but mine just kind of frayed, and I don't know why. Maybe I was using it too much or too hard or something, but this is what I'm using right now. And yeah, so I'm gonna go in to start probably with the shade Sugarcane right here. It's a very pretty base color that I usually put all over my lids. And another thing that I do is I do both my eyes at the same time. I know a lot of beauty YouTubers who only do one eye at a time. I feel like I could never do that because it would just be way too difficult for me to like match what I did and remember what I did. So yeah, that's why I do both eyes at once. Usually it comes out pretty good when I do it like that, so yep. So I'm just kind of blending from my crease down and then from my crease back up, because this is my all over shade. His products, like in this eyeshadow palette, all of the colors are super blendable, and it's just super easy to either create a fun look because of all the different purples and reds in it, but it's also easy to create a simple look, and I just love the versatility, is that the word? I love the fact that you can use and do multiple looks with this palette. I also only typically do one look, or a look with one palette. Like, I'll just use all the colors in one palette. I don't switch between palettes. Maybe that's just because I don't have very many of them, but that's what I do. And then after Sugarcane, I'm gonna go in with Cake Mix, which is right next to it. It's this color right here. Excuse my nails. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I haven't painted them in a few days, and they're probably really gross. But yeah, I'm gonna take Cake Mix and just go right into the inner corner. I'm gonna go into the crease with it. And Sugarcane is like a nice base color, like I said. It matches my skin tone pretty well, so that's why I put it all over, just kind of as a base. And then Cake Mix is like a light taupey color, I'd say, with like a hint of pink. And it's just gonna darken up my crease and just make it easier. I like to go in like steps of deepening, if that makes sense. So even though the shade is kind of light, it's still deepening up my crease. And then I'll go in with a darker shade after this to deepen up my crease even more, or to darken my crease. Yeah, that's looking pretty decent right now, and I'm just gonna blend and blend and blend and blend and blend to make it look, you know, soft. Yeah. And then after that, what do I want to do? I kind of want to go in with Ouch, this kind of brownish, like a burnt brown, I guess, if that makes sense, color. It has more of a yellowish undertone. This whole palette is pretty warm. Like, the undertones of all of it is pretty warm. And I'm just gonna go back into the crease with that color. But this time I'm going to bring it down into this like third corner of my lid, like a third of the corner of my lid, just to darken out that outside. And I'm gonna bring the color a little bit more in the others. Yeah, just kind of like that. I guess this is kind of turned into a tutorial, huh? I guess this is a tutorial on how I do my makeup. This isn't an everyday look. I don't usually have an everyday look because every time I do my makeup, I change it up. I used to, until I started getting more palettes and stuff. I still have the, I don't know if it's CoverGirl or Maybelline, but one of them came out with these 3 palettes that are like goldens, nudes, roses, and things like that, and the whole palette is the theme of that. So if it's nudes, it's nude shades, and you can create a nude eye look with it, and same with roses and goldens. And when I was only using those palettes, I would do the same thing over and over and over again because that's really all I knew how to do. But then once I started experimenting with new palettes and new colors, I never did the same look over again, or never did the same look twice. Mainly because I didn't remember what I did. Like when I went back and with the palette, I would never remember what I did. Like, I think the first kind of mainstream palettes that I got were the Too Faced, I think it's Too Faced, chocolate and peach palette, the ones that actually smell like chocolate and peach. Those are probably the first mainstream palettes that I got, and I loved them so much. It changed my life. I love makeup. I love doing makeup. But I never do anything like super extravagant, like Jeffree Star or James Charles. I never do anything like super artistic with my makeup. Just some base stuff to make my face look better is mainly what I do. So I'd say that's looking pretty good with the blending and things like that. So I'm going to kind of move on from that color. Now I think I'm gonna go in with Tongue Pop, this pinky type shade down here. I hope you can see that. And just kind of put that all over my lid. It's like a lightish pink shade. And just kind of dust that all over. It is very light, so it doesn't really do much, but it helps the blending process. And just kind of stick it up there too, in the inner crease, I guess. Is that what that's called? I don't know. I don't know a lot about makeup, but I really want to learn more than I already know. Alright. So that's looking pretty good. I think I'm going to leave it there for now because I don't want to do anything super dramatic today. Not really doing much, just recording a bunch of videos and yeah. I keep it in its case because it's the most expensive palette that I've ever bought and it's really nice, so I don't want it to get ruined. So next, I think I'm gonna do eyeliner, and I'm not gonna talk during this, I'm just gonna speed it up, but, or I guess time-lapse it is what it's called, because I don't wanna accidentally mess it up, which I might do anyway. That's a really big bug. There's a bug on my wall. I'm terrified of bugs. Okay. I think it's just a moth, but it's huge. Ugh. It is massive. It's like this big, like the size of this square. Ugh. Okay. Just not gonna think about it. It's fine. But what I do to do my, you're probably gonna go for me or come for me in the comments for this, but I definitely do. That's too long of a piece. I use tape. Yeah. Where'd it go? gone now. Yeah, I use tape for my eyeliner because I can't do a wing liner without the practice and the, well, I haven't practiced much to a wing liner. I did a lot in high school, and then I stopped for a really long time because I felt like I was doing too much makeup all the time, and it just made my acne worse in high school. And I also became a lot more comfortable with myself in high school, so I didn't need to do makeup all the time. The worst part about doing a wing liner with tape is trying to get the tape even. And yes, for those of you in the Bujo community or bullet journal community, I am using washi tape, and I find that this is a better tape compared to like Scotch tape because the tape is more absorbent and it soaks up the liquidy liner. Okay, that's looking about even, except this one is way too high. I'm gonna use a different one. But it soaks up the liquidy liner compared to Scotch tape, where it just kind of runs everywhere if you get it on there, and it smudges very easily. But also it doesn't stick to my skin as well, and like it's not as sticky, so it's easier to tear off and it doesn't hurt as bad to tear off. Although Scotch tape doesn't hurt that bad for me, but that looks better. That looks about right. Alright, so now I will see you guys in a couple seconds, or talk to you guys in a couple seconds. Okay, hey guys, I'm back. I decided to do it off camera because I was having way too many issues, and I know that they are not 100% even. It's bothering me too, so don't come for me in the comments, but yeah, I'm trying to get them somewhat even. Not working out for me too well, so I'm just gonna leave it as it is before they get even worse and move on. So hopefully it doesn't look too bad. I don't think it looks horrible. It's just a little annoying. Let me know if you guys have any tips on how to prevent uneven eyeliner. But for the eyeliner that I actually used, I used the NYX Professional Makeup Epic Ink Liner in black, of course. This one is the waterproof one, I believe, yeah. So there's that. Yeah, I have a bunch of eyeliner all over my hands now. But I really like this liner. I used to use gel liners, and then I got really bad at it for some reason. I didn't do it for a long time, I think, and then I just ended up sucking with it. But then I started using these types of liners, and this is the best one that I've found so far. It's like a really, really thin brush. It's not like an actual felt tip. It's like a little bristles. So if you like that, then this is the one to use. And NYX is a very affordable makeup brand too, so that's a reason I really, really like them. But next I'm going to move on and do my foundation. So I'm waiting for the eyeliner to dry because it is a little wet, especially on the eyes. But I'm going to next do my foundation, and for my foundation, again, it's another NYX product, but I'm using the NYX Total Control foundation. It's the liquid drop foundation, so it's literally little drops. It's not very full coverage, but I use it when I'm not looking for full coverage, if I'm just gonna be filming videos around the house and things like that. I use this. It's 0.43 fluid ounce, and it says drop foundation on the back by NYX Professional Makeup. So yeah, this is a very good foundation for me because sometimes I just don't want full coverage. Sometimes I just want like a little bit of coverage so that it covers up my acne and life. Currently right now what I'm doing is just taking off the liquid liner that got on my lashes, because it does get on your lashes and stick and stuff like that because it is so liquidy. But now I'm just going to start with my foundation. What I usually do is just drip it on my face. Too much. That's okay. We're just gonna put it somewhere else. I'm gonna drip a little bit on my forehead. Hopefully it doesn't run down to my brows. Sometimes that happens. Sorry for my dirty beauty blender, but sometimes that happens and it just does not look great. Okay. And then just beat my face with a beauty blender until all of the foundation is blended out into my skin. I know this color is a little light for me. I have been getting a little tan recently just from being outside in the summer months. As little as I am outside. But I did tan slightly, which is nice. I'm almost never tan because I'm almost never outside when it's sunny enough to tan, because it's just too hot. And I know that since I live in Colorado, it's not that hot, but you see, I've lived in Colorado almost all my life. So 90 degrees is definitely hot for me. Alright, so that seems to be blended pretty well. Yeah. And it doesn't like match my skin too horribly. Like, it's pretty decent, especially when I'm not tan, it'll match, especially like the winter months. That's when I got this foundation, is during winter, so yeah, and I didn't have the time to go get another foundation. But next, I'm just using the same concealer that I used for my lids for concealing my under eye. I just put it on in a triangular form, going from the bottom inner corner. I don't go right up to it, but I go kind of close, if you can see where I'm going with it, and just dragging it down in a kind of triangular form. I don't go in my laugh lines because I feel like it makes it creasy or cakey when I do that. And then I just take my pointy end of my beauty blender and dab, 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 dab until it is good. One thing that I have noticed while doing makeup for the past few years, I noticed that if I do this or cringe up my eye in any way while I'm trying to blend it, it will make it more cakey underneath my eye. So it doesn't like... I would advise not to do that if you are like new to makeup or anything like that and you're watching my channel for advice. But yeah, that's what happens when I cringe up my eye and try to blend. It just kind of makes it a little cakey. Like you can see right in here, I kind of did that on that eye, but it's hard for me not to. Yeah, there we go. So yeah. And typically, if I have any leftover concealer that is still left on here, I'll just go up into my forehead, maybe dust it around there like that. But that's usually what I do. And this is just... Actually, this beauty blender was a gift. It's not an actual beauty blender. It's an off-brand of some sort, but I really like it. I wish I knew... Oh, it's e.l.f. It's e.l.f. It was a gift for my Christmas, and someone gave it to me, which I really appreciated, but it was white. And it came in a pack of this one, a medium one, and a small one, and sometimes I use the small one. But I love it because it puffs up just as much as like the Real Techniques one does, and I use the Real Techniques one all the time. Oof. Okay, so next, oh, I guess I should have shown you before I took it off. Alright, so next what I use is the is a translucent powder. I don't actually know if this, yeah, this is translucent extra coverage powder. I use translucent powder to kind of bake underneath my eye, and I use the Airspun loose face powder. This is old. Not old, but this is an older brand, I think, because my mom used it, and I think my grandma used it as well. It says a beauty legacy since 1935, so yeah, it's kind of an old brand. But it's just a setting powder in order to bake underneath my face. And this is the only setting powder that I've found that I actually really like. I've tried the e.l.f. one before, and for some reason I just always end up going back to this one. I just love it so much. But I'll take it on my beauty blender and just kind of bake underneath my eye. See how I cringed up my eye a little bit and it made lines, like my creases more defined. So I'm just going to try and go in and fix that. That works a little bit. Or that worked a little bit. Yeah, there we go. And I'll just leave this on while I do the rest of my makeup, and at the end, I'll just wipe it off. It gets really annoying sometimes when I'm in a hurry doing my makeup and I forget to dust off my bake. It's bad. Alright, and so next I'm going to be doing, actually, next what I'll do, usually, is I'll take my Maybelline Fit Me foundation, Maybelline New York Fit Me pressed powder in the shade Buff Beige, and it is like it's like half a shade or a shade darker than what I am, and I'll just take this on my beauty blender and do it on the outsides of my face, kind of avoiding my bake where I put that, because I want that bake to highlight the inner part of my face. So I'll take the Buff Beige and just go on the outsides, usually where I'd put, or where I'm about to put contour mainly, and then up on my forehead. I like to use a pressed powder up on my forehead because it melts into my skin a lot better than the loose powder does, I feel like. And I also like to take it on a damp beauty blender so that it, sorry, I had H on my nose, so that it helps the melting into my skin process. Okay, just blend that into the ears. Okay, next I'm going to use the e.l.f. Cosmetics contour palette. Don't know if this is still for sale, it's kind of old, but I love this palette because it has like perfect shades for me for my contour. And for my contour, this is probably where you guys will make fun of me, I'm going to use the Morphe X Jeffree Star brush set, and I'm going to be using the one JS1. It's the foundation brush, but I like it because it's compact and it's the right kind of shape to go into my contours of my face. And usually what I'll do is just bounce between like all three of these. Get it on the brush, tap a tiny bit off. Okay, and then just go in to my contour. I don't know if this is considered contour or bronzing, but that's what I do. And then I kind of bring it up into these, I think these are my temples, temples right here, to deepen that part up too. And then with the excess, I just brush it up my hairline. And it just gives me that, nice, like, it's not really chiseled because it's not too dramatic, but and I do the same thing on the other side. One thing I will mention that I'm doing is at first I'm dabbing to get, or patting my face with the brush just to get the product kind of where I want it, and then I go in with the soft side-to-side motions in order to blend it out. There we go. And I'm going to take just a tiny bit underneath my jawline. I don't do this much because I don't really remember it most of the time. Okay. And also don't come for me for my chapped lips. They're so bad. I know. My lips have always been chapped. Alright. Seems pretty good. And then next, I'm going to take my blush palette from e.l.f. I love their contours and blushes. I can never get this thing open. There we go. So this is what the blush palette looks like. It's really pretty, very versatile shades. I rarely use this one, and this one isn't my skin tone, isn't for my skin tone. But I'll take the BH Cosmetics V11 brush. It's very big. I think it's a powder brush, but I like how big it is because it disperses the powder better on my face, and I like the look of that more than like a specific spot where I have blush. And I'll just take, I'll take these two just like this. Sometimes I'll add that third one in there, tap off a little excess, and then just start patting it into my cheeks. I follow just above my contour, so if my contour goes from the top of my ear, following that bone, down, kind of in line with my, like if I take my brush and put it on my face, just like this, going right up against that bone, from the top of my ear down to the corner of my mouth, that's where my contour will go. And then just above that, like on that bone, is where I'll put my blush, and I'll blend it down into my contour as well, just to make it blend a little easier. And then I repeat the process on the other side. And I get this kind of a result. Sometimes, even what I'll do is I'll go in very lightly with the blush and go on top of my nose, because it gives sort of a youthful look to the makeup, or to the person, I guess, who's doing the makeup, and I really like that. I know I'm only 20 years old, but I like to look 18. And yeah, and it gives, and I also kind of like a light sunburny look on my nose, which is kind of strange, but I think it looks cute. And then that I am done with, and the second to last, not the second to last step, once I'm done with my face, or all the like contour powder and things like that, I take my powder brush, which is the, I use the Morphe X Jeffree Star JS2, which is his powder brush, and I will just take it and sweep it underneath my eyes, and just kind of, if I got a little bit too much blush on, I'll just blend down with that, and then tap it off, and do the same thing on the other side. Last thing I'm doing for face makeup is a little bit of highlighter. I don't do highlighter too often, but when I do, I use the Morphe X Jeffree Star JS4. These and the BH Cosmetics are really the only brushes that I have. But I take the JS4 and I go in with the Maybelline New York Master Contour palette. Looks like this. I also use this contour and blush sometimes if I'm just doing, you know, a slight bit of makeup, even lighter than what I did today. Hair. But I'll take the brush and just go in on the highlight, just kind of getting the product on the brush as much as I can. And just above where I put that blush, I will take my brush and just lightly dust right over that. So it's kind of the top of that bone, as I was talking about maybe half an inch to an inch maybe away from the lower lashes, and that's where I will put my highlighter. This highlighter isn't super blinding. Maybe it's the brush that I'm using. I don't know. I don't typically do highlighter because I find sometimes that it makes my face really itchy. But if you can see the slight shimmer right in there, and sometimes I'll take it over my nose, over the Cupid's bow, you know, like all the YouTubers do. And that's it for the face stuff. And finally, I do not use fake lashes, which I know is strange. I know I should. Well, not should, but I know a lot of people do. I just find them very annoying on my lids, and I can never get them on properly in order to look good. Either that or they're just not sized properly for my eyes. I don't know. I can't figure it out. Help me. But so finally what I'll do is the next thing I'm gonna do is my mascara. My favorite mascara at the moment, and has been for a really long time, is the Maybelline New York, the Rocket Volume Express. It's the blue container, looks like a rocket. When you open it, the brush looks like this, if you can see it. The bristles on it are short, which I like, but the product doesn't make my lashes cake up, and the brush makes it volumized, which I really need for my lashes. But first I will go in with my eyelash curler. I know with how long I wait in between putting this on and then my mascara on that they probably uncurl, so I do it quite a few times on both lashes, or on both eyes. For some reason, my left eye that I am doing right now always looks better than my right eye. I have no idea why that is. 90% of the time that's what happens. And then after I'm done curling my lashes, I will just go in with my mascara, rub on the bottom of the base of the lashes next to my waterline, and just kind of zigzag it up. Ow! And sometimes that happens. But I've heard that you just wait for it to dry wherever you got the mascara and scrape it off later. So that's what I'm gonna do. And we'll test out that theory. Testing makeup hacks with Christy Rose. Okay. Just kind of zigzag up your lashes with mascara. And I know that I can tell that it's definitely lengthening and volumizing my lashes. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I definitely noticed a difference, especially, what am I doing? Especially when I'm like up close to the mirror. I have long eyelashes to begin with. I used to always get compliments on them when I was young, but I just like the look of really long lashes. Sometimes what I'll do, if I feel like the product isn't on the tips enough, I'll go from the top and go down. I got a little clump on the top. There we go. Usually I'll focus a lot more on the outer corner lashes as opposed to the inner ones, because I want that sort of lifted look on the outer corner of my eyes, so I want those to be the longest lashes, or longest looking lashes at least. Okay. And now I'll go in for the bottom lashes. I never dip twice while doing my lashes because I want there to be less product on my lower lashes than on my top lashes. When I feel like the bottom lashes are just a tiny bit too long, I'll go in and just pull off a little bit of the excess mascara on the tips of them, because I don't like my bottom lashes to be super long. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do this for my lips, but first I'm going to go in with chapstick. I use the Carmex medicated lip balm because, does it say medicated lip balm? Yep, classic lip balm, medicated. But I use this on my lips because it definitely softens them up. I should definitely use it more often, but I kind of don't. So what I usually do is just put this on my lips, and because Jeffree Star's Velour Liquid Lip are very strong lipsticks, I wouldn't say they're drying, but because I already have dry lips, it just dries them out more because it's a liquid lipstick, and it dries down a lot. I love his lipsticks, but maybe it's just this one or something, I don't know, that will dry down my lips. But what I'll do is I'll leave the chapstick on for 5-10 minutes, and then I'll put the Velour Liquid Lip on. The chapstick has set. I tried to get the accident off my face. Last step is the lipstick, and I think this is going to be a good color. It's Watermelon Soda from Jeffree Star, and let's just put it on and see how it looks. I love this color so much, and it smells like watermelon. This is from his collection from last summer. Yeah, his last summer collection. This collection, he used a bunch of neon yellow for the summer of 2019. No, neon yellowish green. It looked really cool. I wish I could have gotten some of it. It dries down almost immediately. It didn't really transfer onto me, and I love that about the liquid lipsticks. Alright, so I don't have an actual setting spray, so what I use is the Garnier Skin Active Soothing Facial Mist. It's the rose water. It says that it can be used over or under makeup, so that's why I use it. But it's very pretty. The bottle packaging is very pretty. It's very aesthetically pleasing to me. But I also love the smell of it and love how it makes my skin feel. So alright. Oh, yes. Smells so good. Rose is my thing. I hope you all enjoyed this get ready with me / makeup tutorial. Kind of, I don't know. Get ready with me is really what it is. So I will see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like if you liked the video. Comment down below. Let me know what your favorite makeup things are. Maybe I can check into it. And also in the down bar below, I'm going to leave my Facebook link, Twitter, Instagram, all of my social media accounts will be in the down bar. So make sure you go and check those out. I will also put my social media handles up on the screen right now, just to make it a little easier for you to just type it in. But yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye! And don't forget to subscribe.